What do you think is computer programming? Hmm? So computer programming is giving instruction. In short, giving instructions to the computer. You're giving the computer an instruction to perform a specific task. Specific task, right? So you are giving the instruction to the computer and you want the computer to perform a specific task. For example, we have looked at today, you want to calculate volume. Okay. So you want to calculate volume of cylinder. So your work is to maybe you are working for a factory and you want to know what is the volume of fuel that a machine is using. So you have a certain computer and the computer, you give it instruction. You tell it to do what? To calculate the volume of fuel or the volume of water that you are using and all that. So that is what is called computer programming. Are we together, guys?
Yes.
Yes. So uh, under computer programming, there are what are called programming languages. So there is programming languages. So programming languages are ways to talk to the computer. You want to tell it, you want to give it a specific a task, or you want to tell it to do something, you use the programming language. Like, for example, right now, we are talking, but in English. Okay. So if I speak English, you understand English, you are able to respond to me. Similarly, the computer. Do you think the computer understands English? Do you think
No.
it does not understand like English? The computer understands what is called binary language. Okay, so
Mm.
we want to learn about something here. I'll use a rectangle to explain. I'll use a rectangle to explain. You will always see such a diagram in computer science books or things like that. The first thing here that we have here is what is called the hardware. So we have got the hardware, where the hardware consists of the CPU. Are we together, guys? We are talking
Yes.
about the CPU, the central processing unit, the memory, IO, input,
Yeah.
output.
Yes.
Yeah. Input, output devices, or which is called IO devices. I feel bad she can't be able to join, and today is very important. Let just 1 minute.
He's joined here, I think.
She's trying to join, but it's not. She can't be able to join. So today is very key for her to also to know the basics of.
That she has joined.
Eh?
She's like among the participants.
Yeah. Jada, can you hear us? The system is saying she's still joining. So Jada, can you hear us? Okay, you can hear us. Okay, she's telling me that she can hear. Okay, no problem.
Okay.
Yes, but she can't talk. No problem. I think it's her computer which is a problem. Okay, so so we have got the hardware, which is the CPU, the GPU. You have it there. Can you be able to see that?
Yes.
The CPU, the memory, the IO. IO is input output devices. Okay.
Yeah.
Then on top of this hardware, there is what is called the operating system. Okay. Actually, it's not even before the operating system. There is something called drivers. Like, have you heard of if you buy a new laptop, a new computer, and the Wi-Fi is not working? What do you need to do for it to work? Like, or maybe if you have got a new camera, you buy a new camera, or you need to install the drivers.
The driver.
Yes. There is, I need to, we are going to do this. So there is the hardware, and then I just need to put a new text, which is called drivers. So the drivers are required to talk to the hardware. Are we together? If you want to talk to the operating system, to the CPU and all that, then you have to call, you have to use drivers. Then on top of that, normally drivers, some people consider it part of the operating system. It's okay. You can think of it as different, or it's part of the operating system. No problem. Okay. Then on top of this is what is called the OS, operating system. So do you know, can you mention some OS you know? Operating system. Which OS are you using?
Windows.
Yes.
Windows.
Yes, like Windows. Okay. So
Linux.
Windows, Linux. Okay. So if I just give an example, Linux, Mac OS,
Mac OS.
and then Windows. Okay.
Windows.
Yes. So this one's OS is very important, operating system. Okay. And on top of the operating system, there is, from a programming point of view, we will learn something called API. Okay. So like there are Windows API, or there is something called API. It's normally called application programming interface. Normally there's something called an API. Okay. So basically it's how you are talking to the operating system. Okay. We'll put this here first. It is refusing. API, the application programming interface here. And then on top of this is what is called the application. So which applications or which apps are we using? Like now we are using Zoom, okay? We are using VLC to play music. You are using Chrome, Google Chrome. All those are applications. Are we together? Yes. Those ones are on top here, the applications. the application is what the user uses, like you now, or your mom uses Google Docs, something like that. So can you be able to see that? Can you be able to see this diagram?
Yes.
Yes. So in short, this is how a computer, from a technical view, there are, if you are looking others, you can be able to be able to, it may change a little bit. Okay, so there is something called the languages. I have told you about programming languages. So the programming language.
No.
Yes?
No, continue.
Yes. So the programming languages, they vary. They are divided into three main types. Okay. I'll put it somewhere here. There is what is called low level. Okay. There is low level. And if there is low level, what is the next one which you think is going to be low level? Then there is middle level and then high level. Okay, so the low level, which we are going to see, the low level, in short, these ones, they talk directly to the hardware. Are we together? Guys, can you hear me? Hello?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, you can hear.
Yes, the low level, they talk directly to the hardware. So hardware, can you see where there is a CPU, hardware, CPU, GPU there? Okay. So if you write low level code here, and then the first one which we want to talk, the low level code which is there is called assembler. Can you see that? Yes. So assembler, if you write assembler code, then it talks directly to the CPU. You can write assembler code and then it will talk directly to the CPU, GPU, and all that. And actually, these drivers, if technically, what these drivers are made of, or writing these drivers, they are made using assembler. Can you be able to see that? Yes. So after that, then there are high-level languages. Then there are middle level, or you can, others want to call them differently. So we have C, there is C++. Then there is Java. There is C#. There is C#. There are so many. Haskell. Okay. There are so many which are like, they are middle level language. They can't talk directly to this. But there is also a language which is very important, which is called C. Which is C. It's also a fairly old language called C, which is also very important. So this C also is used to make drivers and also operating system. C can be used to make operating system and drivers. Are we together? Okay. Then that's the the middle level. And then the high level, there are also others which they also called scripting languages. This is where we have Python. This is where we have Python. Hello, Emmanuel?
Sorry, I went down to meet Jeddah.
Okay.
Yes,
So,
I'm with her now. So
okay, no problem. Jada, can you hear us?
Yeah. Yes,
Oh.
yes.
Okay. Yeah, today was very important for you to join. So we are learning about computer. So today we are
I can hear
learning,
you.
yes, we
Hello?
are learning about introduction to computer programming. What is this Python we are doing? Introduction to computer programming. So, what is computer programming in short? When we are writing the Python program, what are we talking about? The first thing that we know is that a computer, the computer, yeah, like your laptop, your phone is also a computer. Those desktop you are having, all those computers, they have got input and output. So the input are things like your keyboard, mouse, webcam, microphone. Then the output are like the screen, the monitor screen, the speakers, printers, and all that. Okay. And then the computer, or when we're talking about the computer here, in technical terms, we will be talking about the CPU, or the central processing unit. It understands what is called the binary language. So down here, it understands binary language. So the binary language is zeros and ones. It understands binary language, or it understands a set of zeros and ones. For example, if I want to write a number like maybe 10 or 100, so inside the computer understands is that 1, 0, 0, 1, then 0, 0, 1, 1, 1, 0, okay? Then 1, 0, 0, 1, something like that. Can you be able to see that? Guys, can you be able to see that?
Yes, we can see that, Bob.
Yeah, let me put my phone to charge, my computer to charge.
It's a bullshit down.
Okay, I was charging. So the computer, how the computer understands is 1 is 1, 0, 0, 0, 0, 1. That is how the computer understands whatever you are writing. But you can write in something called assembler language or C language. And the assembler language will convert what is called assembly. Actually, it's called assembly. It's not assembler. Assembler is the program. Assembly. Okay, so assembly language will be converted into binary. Are we together?
Yes.
Yes. Assembly language, you have one, you write something, assembly language or C language, then the assembler and something called compiler will convert it to binary language, and the computer will now understand it. Okay, and then inside here, in the middle here, we are having what is called the compiler. So there is a special program which is called a compiler. I will write it down here. The first thing is we have looked, there is what is called assembly language. So the assembly language will be converted to binary. Okay. I'm trying to, should not be perfect, but you get the idea. So we have assembly language. Assembly language will convert it into what is called binary.
Binary.
Binary language. And binary is the ones and zeros. Okay. And the program which converts assembly to binary is called assembler. Assembler is a computer program. You give it the assembly language, it will convert it into, you give it assembly language, it will convert it into binary language, which the computer understands. We are together? Are we
Yes.
together? Yes.
Right.
Okay. Then similarly, we have got a language, we have got what is called the high level code or mid high level, or we are actually, you'll hear them called compiled languages. And here we are using something called compiler. You'll hear C compiler, Java compiler. And then what do you think it changes it to? It changes it into assembly. Assembly. Okay, so this one here is actually supposed to come here.
Yeah.
So we have high level code like C++ or Java, and then they are converted using something called compiler. It's something called compiler or a program called compiler. And then it changes from C++ to compiler, converts it into assembly, and then assembly uses assembler to binary language. And then now binary language is the one which the computer will understand. Are we together?
Yeah.
Yes. Then the last one is now, which is called the scripting language. This is where we have Python. Scripting language. This is where we have Python. We also have another one called JavaScript. Have you heard of JavaScript?
Yes.
Yes. There's JavaScript. There is Bash. PHP. Have you heard of PHP?
Yeah.
Yes. So they also work with something which is called a scripting engine. Okay. So they work with a scripting engine. JavaScript has got a scripting engine, PHP, Python, and you should not worry how it works internally, but just know that you are writing PHP and then there is some scripting engine. Basically, it's just something which helps you to run the code. You write the JavaScript, the Python code, and then it runs. Okay. Are we together?
Yeah.
So this is basically how computer programming works in short. And we are having 7 minutes. If you have any question, I'll repeat again or I'll review again when we come back. But if you have any question, you can ask. Anyone with a question? Anyone with a question? Andy, do you have any question?
No, I don't have a question.
Yes. So when we come back, we want to learn about why programming is important. Especially now we will be narrowing down to Python. Why should we learn Python? We want to learn about the Python. We want to learn about specifically Python when we come back. Then we are going to learn about the applications, or where we use Python, in which areas or in which fields can Python be useful. And then we get to learn also about how it relates with other technologies. Like now there is things like AI, machine learning, data science. Okay, so data science, and you are wondering why was I calling this robotics? Why was I calling it mechatronics? I want to also tell you that you can use Python in robotics and or mechatronics if you want to do mechatronic systems. If you are from engineering point of view, you can be able to use Python very well to build robots and build automation systems. We are also going to learn about financial analysis. Financial analysis. There are people who are doing trading, so they make what is called bots or some special program which helps them to analyze the finances. Okay. Data science, robotics, mechatronics, engineering. Then we are also going to learn about high performance computing. High performance computing. High performance computing, or like these are used in scientific research. If you are working on some scientific research, so these are some of the application areas of Python. Are we together, guys?
Yes, we are.
Yes. So let's take a 10 minutes break and we come back and go deeper into these applications of Python programming. Okay?
Okay.
Yes.
That's much easier.
Okay. Okay. See you in 10 minutes. So I'll share the link and then you join as soon as possible.
Okay.
Okay.